Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Rosica and this is the Midnight Reader, and this is indeed where I live on the internet. This is my little place. It is a new year. It is 2024. I'm not ready. It still feels like 2021. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I blinked and missed like multiple years. I've done the New Year's tag a couple of years in a row. It's kind of like my fun way to mark the start of a new year. So I thought we could dork around a little bit today, looking at my resolutions and goals of yesteryear as well as my goals for the new year. To jump right in, question 1, how many books are you planning on reading in the year of 2024? Last year I actually set my goal at 38 books, which is low for me. Typically I read anywhere in the 60 to 100 book range, but I had set it super low because last year was my first year as a new mom, and I kind of figured that I would be reading less with a newborn, since as far as I can tell, they mostly take over your life. I was trying to be a little bit more forgiving and realistic and kind of getting away from like the numerical value of success. By some weird turn of events, I was actually able to read more than I had read the year before. In 2022, I read 63 books, and in 2023, I read 78 books. Not really sure how that happened, I'm gonna be honest. I think it was mostly taking advantage of audiobooks while I was incredibly nap trapped. That's awesome. I had a great reading year. However, for 2024, I am still going to set what I think is a low goal for the number of books I'm going to read, because I think that's just a way to be kind to myself and a way to ensure that I am successful. So I'm going to have a goal of 45 books for the year of 2024. I think I could probably meet that. I could probably go up to 50. I'm anticipating a slightly stressful year this year, so I'm gonna stick with 45 for now and just be hella pleased if I hit that number. Question 2. Name 5 books that you didn't get to this year, but you would like to make a priority for 2024. So let's look at my 5 from last year, because I think I was medium successful. My 5 books of last year that I was trying to read and make a priority was number 1, The Two Towers by J.R.R. Tolkien. Didn't read it, didn't even come close. I really thought I was going to in the fall and winter season, because that's kind of when I tend to read thick fantasy books. No, not a chance. Didn't even come close. Complete and total failure. Book 2 was also a failure. That was Heroes by Stephen Fry. I really enjoyed the first book in the series, which is Mythos. It's basically Stephen Fry in all his comedic and British bouginess, going through Greek mythology and making them both more interesting and accessible to a present day audience. I loved everything to do with it. I have the audiobook, so I don't know why I'm not reading it. 2 was also a fail. Number 3, Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. That one was 100% a win. I did in fact read it. It was one of the first books I read this year. I think I read it in February, actually. February, March. It's probably going to be my favorite book of the year. So very happy to get that one off the list. Book 4 was The Constant Rabbit by Jasper Fjord. I don't know. I also read that one and it wound up on my favorite shelf because it's hilarious and lovely, and I love this author, and he's so strange and weird, but I really enjoy everything he writes. So success number 2. I also have Braiding Sweetgrass, also on the favorite shelf. And book 5 was If I Had Your Face by Frances Cha. I did read that. It had been on the TBR for a long time. I thought it was okay. I think I found that it had too many characters, so their storylines were a little bit underserved. It just didn't explore the things that I thought were super interesting. It is a translated Korean novel set in Seoul, which takes a pretty blistering look at what beauty is, especially in regards to like plastic surgery in Seoul, Korea. That's what really attracted me to the book, and it's this character study of these multiple women who live in this apartment building and their lives. And I really thought I would love it, and I wound up just finding it just okay. So for 2024, the 5 books I want to read, 2 are easy because I'm putting The Two Towers and Heroes right back up there because I have the audiobooks for both, and it's frankly distressing that it's been multiple years and I can't seem to get through them. So I'm going to hopefully this year. Book 3 is To Be Taught If Fortunate by Becky Chambers. I went off on Becky Chambers this year. You don't know this yet, but in the month of December, I read the entire sci-fi series, starting with The Long Way to A Small Angry Planet. I read every book in the series, and I've also read the Monk and Robot series. This is the only book that Becky Chambers has written that I have not read, and I'm gonna read it this year because she is very much a new favorite author for me. Yeah, I want to read everything this woman writes. She's impeccable. I'm adding another favorite author in here, which is The Airfare by Jasper Fjord. I still don't care. This is the Thursday Next series. It is super highly recommended. It's by far the series that he has written the most books in. Everything I've read has been a like standalone or the first book in a series that has never seen a second book written. This would be the first time I'd actually be able to read multiple books with the same characters. I believe it's about a literary detective, which also sounds kind of weird and fun and right up my alley. It is also the series that is probably the most highly recommended to me in the comment section whenever I mention Jasper Fjord. Next up is actually going to be Piranesi by Susanna Clarke, which is somewhere here. Yes, I don't know how this became a book that I did not read this year because it's been really high on my list for at least 2 to 3 years. And I finally own a copy and I just can't get my little bing bong brain around reading it. Also, low-key, this might wind up being a buddy read because I did slide into the comment section at Alex Black Reads and I may try to convince her to read it with me. So no pressure, Alex. So those are the 5 books, 2 obviously carrying over from the previous year and then 3 new ones. Question 3, what genres do you want to read more? So last year I picked memoir. I quite enjoy nonfiction, and memoir is an area of nonfiction that I always enjoy the books and then I was never reaching out to find them. I actually did really well on that this year. So like I said, I read 78 books and 10 of those were memoir, which is really good for me. I think the prior year it was probably closer in a 2 to 3 book range. So that's awesome. This year it's going to be a little bit of a non-traditional genre. The genre I'm going to try to read more of in the year 2024 is my TBR shelf. This is the genre. It's highly likely I'm going to be moving sometime this year and I don't want to haul my TBR shelf with me. So my current goal is to read 3 to 4 books from my TBR shelf a month as an average. So because I'm a flaky ass mood reader, and if there's a month when I just like can't do it, it's okay if I only read like 1 and then maybe the next month I can read like 5. I'm gonna see how many books are on the TBR shelf. Exactly 30 books. I won't get through that shelf. 100% guarantee it's not going to happen. But my goal is to significantly reduce the size of the TBR shelf, and anything that is not read or added to the permanent collection is going away. It's going to get gone. I think it's doable that I can significantly decrease, you know, a good 6-month head start at trying to read everything on here. And if nothing speaks to me in 6 months, I'm probably not going to read it. So the shelf will explode probably around summertime. Question 4, make 3 non-book related goals. I'm gonna look at my goals from last year. The first one I did for myself was very sweet. It said to be kind to yourself about being a mom. You're not a failure, you're just new at it. Thanks, past me. I did genuinely try to keep this in my head. I think I wrote this down and I would check on it occasionally when I was like freaking out and feeling like I was doing literally nothing right. For any new moms out there, it does get significantly easier as time goes on. I'd also suggest trying to find the humor in a situation because it goes a long way. I'll say I'll give myself a pass for that. I think I did pretty well. I tried to be pretty kind to myself. Second goal from last year, set aside an hour a day for mental and physical health purposes. No, I was actually pretty good at this for the first 3 months. Like when I was on maternity leave, me and my husband actually made like this enormous effort to give us each like an hour a day where we just got to do mental or physical health break things, and that was tremendously helpful. Since returning to work and having 2 full-time working parents and a small child, I can tell you the hour a day is not available. I did manage to like keep time aside for reading for myself, but this is supposed to be specifically not book related. So physical, like an hour of exercise, no. Good try, good effort. We did it for just under a quarter of the year. Goal 3 was to run a 5K and maybe a 10K. And yes, I did. I ran multiple 5Ks this year, pushing a stroller with my little baby girl in it, and I also managed a 10K on Halloween in October. It was a blast. It was definitely like a highlight of my year, and it really did help me feel a lot better. Even if I wasn't meeting like my daily physical goals, to maintain enough fitness to be able to participate in those activities went a long way for my own health. So I managed one. I think I got that one down pat. So for 2024, my 3 goals, I am gonna put 30 minutes of exercise a day because an hour is not attainable. but I actually think that right now is time to add in 30 minutes of core strength. I don't think I can get in more than 1 to 2 runs a week. It's just not happening right now, particularly with the level of light that's available in the northern hemisphere and my exhaustion level after work. But I do think it's possible to get to 30 minutes a day, and maybe if I'm a little bit stricter about it, then I can also maybe try to fit in short runs at my gym as well. So possible. I just have to start. Goal 2 is to become a homeowner, which is terrifying. I have lived the traveling millennial nomadic lifestyle for over a decade, and I really want to settle down. I really want a house. I want to have a garden and a little patch of land to play on, to call my own, that I'm gonna have to repair and pay a bunch of taxes for. It is gonna be so much work to get to that. It's gonna be so freaking expensive. But I'm gonna try, and I think it is possible, so I'm gonna make it one of these goals because it is very much gonna be a huge part of my life, hopefully going forward in the year. Fingers crossed for a house. Goal 3, I was gonna say a half marathon. I don't know how much time I'm gonna have for it, honestly. I'm hopeful in the summertime I'll have a little bit more time for runs as the days get longer. If not a half marathon, I think I'd like to run a sub 22 minute 5K. I used to be very fast, but if I don't have a lot of time to commit to long runs, I think I can do training for 5Ks in short bursts of time, and I guess I'm getting resistance training with a stroller, so maybe when I'm not pushing her I'll be faster. We shall see. That one's kind of a long shot, and if I don't meet it this year, it's okay. Number 5, what's a book that you've had forever that you still need to read? So last year I read The Bird Tribunal by Agnes Ravton, which I did read and I hated it, so I'm so glad that's not sitting on my shelf anymore. We're gonna pick something from the shelf again, because we might as well try to combine our goals here. This I have had over 2 years, potentially close to 3, and that is A House in the Sky by Amanda Lindhout and Sarah Corbett. This is about 2 journalists who were abducted and held by, I believe, a terrorist organization in Somalia. Now, as I said, I deeply appreciate memoirs and nonfiction. I find the stories of people's lives incredibly fascinating. However, every time I've wanted to pick that book up, I have decided that I don't want to read that story. It's probably one of the oldest books on the shelf that I haven't read that I think I can totally get through. It's not like a classic or a sort of dry historical novel. Like, I do think I can get through it fairly easily. The moody reader in me has never been tempted, but we'll put it on the list. Number 6, one word you're hoping 2024 will be. Last year I said healthy, following a plethora of health issues the previous 2 years, which 2023 was for me largely healthy, and I'm extremely grateful for that. This year, I guess I'm gonna go with fun? This is going to be, and I know it's going to be, an incredibly stressful year. It's likely going to include moving, potentially buying a home, multiple job changes, loss of like all my immediate friend group that I've cultivated for the last like 6 years, all whilst, you know, harnessing a small child who will be moving into the toddler years with increasing vocal and mobility skills. So I'm just going to try to find the fun, or make things as fun as possible even when they're highly stressful, because otherwise it's not worth doing. Try to make it fun. And question 7, which I didn't do last year, is to tag some friends. I'm not even looking at my computer. I'm just gonna tag people that I know in the zeitgeist. Ladies, if you want to do this, go for it. If you don't, it's fine. I will always tag my booktube bestie Jay at My Quarter Life Crisis. Is currently gallivanting around the globe, and I am so proud of her. So if she does not have time for this, that's also fine. I'm also gonna tag Alex Black Reads, also because I just want to see where your answers are for this, Alex. I'll also tag Dia at Novel Idea because I'm pretty sure she likes text. I'm also gonna tag Well Traveled Books because I like her channel. I feel like I don't shout her out enough, so Well Traveled Books, you're also tagged. So have at it, ladies. Feel free to do or not do the tag. Thank you for hanging in there with my erratic upload schedule. I do have lots of videos I want to make. I am just at a current lack of time to make them. Hopefully my videos will actually be a little bit easier to make in the future, but we shall see. As of right now, it's gonna be a little erratic and sporadic, and thank you for being here. I'm always so impressed at how many people have subscribed to my little channel. I can't believe there's a couple hundred of you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for making my channel fun to keep making videos and content for in this last few years. I deeply appreciate it. I wish you health and happiness for 2024, and I will see you all next video. Bye. Don't sigh at the end of the video. Someone is not impressed. Say bye, Dub Dubs. Bye.